And a lot of people want an avenue. Like, how can I create some sort of income for my family and myself doing something that I actually love? So I think for you, what you did, you were already doing the fashion side of things effortlessly without being paid for it.
Yes.
And so when you decided you wanted to pursue this, it was easy for you to like do it because you kind of like in the motion. So I think a good takeaway from what you said is for anybody who is like feeling stuck and like, I need to earn, I need to figure out what skill you have, like what are you good at?
Yes.
And what you can learn.
And what you're good at and you are comfortable with talking about it and doing it for. Yes, you will get burnout and you have to sit back and recoup, but it is something that you can see yourself like doing in the future and you would be okay doing it.
Yeah.
Not something that, oh, everybody is doing it, so I'm going to go ahead and do it too.
Yes.
I started doing this without even knowing that I could get paid to do it. I didn't get my first paid collab until I was like, 3 or 4 years in.
And I want to touch on the money part because I love that you're saying that, because the people who don't look like us, not to get booted off YouTube, but y'all know what I mean. They figured it out a long time ago, and they have been making money in the blogging and content space long before a lot of us were given even the insight that this was a thing. And there's still people out there who don't know. And so what are some of the avenues, like when you start blogging, what are some of the avenues that you can actually make money from, specifically when you're starting in the content space?
Okay, so as a content creator, you social media is a big factor right now. And so even though social media is a big factor, blogging, where I would make a blog post each week writing about education per se, because that a blog and YouTube, those are evergreen content, meaning that they will always be there. If you Google and say how to color block, trust and believe. I have a YouTube video and I have a blog post that teaches you how to color block. And it is going to come up on YouTube as one of the top 5 searches because I've put those things out there on my platforms. And so I can make money on YouTube. We already know YouTube AdSense. So that's one way for YouTube, through brand collaborations. Brand want to advertise their product on your channel.
So they send you the product and you make a video about it.
Yes, and they have to pay you for that as well.
Okay, so that's
separate. That's separate and apart from YouTube at Google AdSense.
So YouTube gives you 2 avenues that you're speaking of.
Yes.
Ads, people running ads, and brands reaching out for you to do sponsored
posts.
Okay, so that's
then on your blog, you can do a sponsored post as well. So like, for example, I have a number of subscribers on my blog as well. So when I'm negotiating with a brand, I am telling a brand that I have XYZ number of subscribers. I'm going to be charging you $3,000 for a blog post or more, depending on the scope of work that you want me to do. Because if you only want a blog post and you don't want social shares, it means that it's going to be costing you different, less than you want in social shares. Social shares, because I have a bigger platform on Instagram, over 100,000 followers. And if you're not, you are missing out.
Follow Castas on all platforms.
So, so I also have an avenue to charge you. I make most of my income on Instagram because that's my largest following.
Okay, so brands will reach out to you, or you'll talk to them and say, hey, I can post about I can feature your brand.
If I pitch to them, so say for instance, I want to work with
Target.
I want to work, and I do. I'm putting it out there. Target, all at me. Say I want to work with Target because I post your stuff all the time and people buy it.
Right.
I would pitch them. So I would say, I I would even share my analytics with them, which are numbers. I've made organic target posts.
That this is how well it did.
Yes, that does really well on YouTube. So I can say, I would love to collaborate with you. Like, this is February and it's Black History Month. They always have a Black History catalog where they partner with different designers to bring their Black History Month designs. I can say, I would love to showcase your Black History Month designs on my YouTube channel. This is my analytics for the last video that I posted on Target, which are like organic content. I didn't pay to boost it, nothing. Number of shares, number of views.
So you put in the work to research what people wanted, how your content looks. So all the work came from you and it just did well on its own.
Yes.
That is important.
That is very important. And you also have to know what is it that your audience come to you for?
Yeah.
What is it that they like?
And what they need.
Yes. On my YouTube channel, if you come to my channel, you know that I'm Jamaican.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to like get into my own, because I'm like, okay, I have to be speaking spokey. I have to talk English. And so one day I was like, but I'm Jamaican though.
You can't separate from it.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm Jamaican though. Like, we are the creme de la creme. Like, if you're not Jamaican, like, so I've now incorporated that into my content, where sometimes I like break out into patois, where like my last video, I did an outfit with a white button down shirt, and I was like, me know so no have on a white button down shirt, because me tell you no over for bite, and if you don't buy it, that means a stick broken on your ears.
And I think people appreciate that, because even if they don't understand it, it's intriguing to them that you're showing.
And it is crazy that I remember when I started that I was timid to actually like even talk patois. But then I don't remember what even like pinched me and say, you need to do this. But it has become like a thing on my channel, where even Jamaicans who live abroad who are into fashion, they love the fact that they have a fashion girl on YouTube that so they can support.
Yeah, so you're hitting both sides, because people understand you regardless. Fashion is like unspoken language, and then you're bringing in your
my
people,
own
your
culture,
own people, and your own culture. So that's good. So you have avenues for YouTube, your blog, social media, for Instagram, social media platform,
and TikTok,
everything,
you name it. I do collabs with different brands. You have collabs where you don't have to post the content. You just make the content. That's like UGC. So a brand will reach out to you and they're like, we would love a certain number of pictures, and you're charging them per picture or per video and they would use it on there. So like, for instance, I did a collaboration like that with Macy's.
The Macy's, guys.
Yes. I did like 3 different videos for them, and I would negotiate with them like how much for each video. They would send me like a gift card to buy the outfits. I would go to Macy's, pick out the outfits. And I remember when that was coming out of my pocket, so that I could create organic content. So organic content is the content that you don't get paid for. You put it out there so that your audience can see it, other brands can see it, and say this is what they like. Yeah. I remember in the summer, I started this series where I'm doing like 5 ways to style an outfit or 5 ways to style a piece. And that was a hit, because my audience is the everyday woman.
So we are not buying clothes every day, miss.
No, we are shop with closet. And the everyday woman who's like a teacher like me, who does not have a lot of money, but they still want to look good. They want to look good without breaking the bank. I teach my audience how to do that, and they love that. I shop at Walmart. I shop at Target. I buy a Walmart blazer, and they're like, what?
You sure you got that from Walmart? Because
last spring, I bought this orange blazer from Walmart. and I sold that out. I shared it on my Instagram.
Okay, sis is selling out items at Walmart. So this is like value.
So now I work
your
with
brand.
Walmart on a month-to-month basis. Why? Because I created organic content. I would go to Walmart, I would shop, and I would buy $600 and something worth of clothes at Walmart, and I'm showing it on my YouTube channel.
But you get a return on your investment. Even if you weren't thinking about it before, you created value with investing in your brand.
Right, and you have to. That's creating organic content. But I'm getting paid like 2 ways doing that, because there's also something called affiliate links,
Right.
where you get a percentage of, if I post the link and you shop from my link, I get a percentage of what you spent without you spending extra money. That's just the brand paying me extra money.
And you can add that to your blog as well as your social.
Yes, I add it to my blog.
YouTube.
So and you have different platforms that do it. So if you are into content creation, whether it's fashion, you name it, whatever it is, there are affiliate links, platforms, Amazon, which is a big thing right now. You have Like to Know It, which is the main one that I use. There's also Shop Style. And even through these platforms, brands get to see how many clicks you are able to.
So you can see like conversion wise how much if they invest in you, what they would get back, because that's important for them too.
Yes. So like a Walmart, since we're being open and not gatekeeping, and I love to tell people this, because I want everybody to know that this is something that they can do as well. If you invest the time and the effort into doing it, it is something that you can do as well. So for example, for last year, I had almost 500,000 link clicks for Walmart alone.
First of all, I can't even wrap my mind around that number. So you have 100,000 followers on Instagram
and 26,000 on YouTube.
So that means your content went viral.
In essence.
And you had 500,000 clicks, and you
just to Walmart alone.
You get paid per click.
It depends. Sometimes they have promotions where it's paid per click. I don't like those. I want you to buy. So whatever, like I did a Shein video. For Shein, I think I have like almost 300,000 link clicks. You have people, based on my expertise of like styling something, they're like, I want that, and I'm going to style it the same way you did, because I'm giving you inspiration.
Yeah, and
because a lot of people...
That, some of us are just not the fashion girls. And
yes,
we look to you guys to like give us what's hot, what's in, how can I wear this? Like, I have this in my closet. And I think like everything you're saying, like we're not, as you said, we're not gatekeeping.
It's not gatekeeping, and it's not me like boasting and saying I did this or I did that.
Because you worked for it. What you're describing is not somebody came and gave you an opportunity to do it. Like you had to go through the mud. And like you said, it took you years to start making money.
And even when I did sign up for Like to Know It, I did not have a clue.
How you could work this.
How I could work this.
So for the person now who is, and this is just like framing everything so that this person who we're talking to right now, this person who is Jamaican, Caribbean, immigrant, wherever you are, even if you're living in Jamaica right now, because you can still get these opportunities. That's the beauty of the web, of internet and the whole space. You are here right now and you're trying to figure out what other avenues do I have for income. You can start by the things that you have at home that you love.
That's where you start.
And talk about them. So if it is, in your case, it's fashion, you have a closet of clothes that you have been wearing anyway. You're going to buy clothes anyway. I'm going to go talk about them. That is the value. It could be what you wear on what your skincare is like.
Yes.
It could
I'm
be
trying to get
something-
into that space.
Yes, it could be something as simple as you talking about anything, shows that you like, different things that you want to show up and
Your
talk
lifestyle.
about your lifestyle, because that is big. And I feel like on Instagram is a little different from TikTok. I feel like people can hop on TikTok and just
Yeah.
come out of bed, roll out of bed and
Yeah, TikTok is more laid back,
relaxed.
while Instagram is like
It's pretty. It's more curated.
more
Yes.
more polished.
Yes, yes.
But it's getting to the point now where people actually want to be so connected with you. They want you to be like vulnerable and show that side of you so they can connect with you. Because how am I going to relate to you when I don't know what is going on in your life? Take, for example, I remember I went to Jamaica and I was vlogging, and Obi and I were supposed to go somewhere, but my cycle came on and I have fibroids. And so it hurts like really, really bad. And I remember like talking about it on my YouTube, and he was like, that's TMI. But I am building a community of women
Yeah.
and men, because
Yeah.
they have partners that go through these things as well, to talk about things that we don't normally have conversations about.
Yes.
No one has ever had a conversation with me about fibroids. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But
And,
this thing is inside of me and it is affecting me.
Yes, and you're a whole person. You're not just a fashion
And so
girl. Yeah.
it was a vlog, so it gave me an opportunity to like actually brought that subject to the forefront, because I was like, I had promised them that I would be doing this, but I wasn't able to. And so I was like explaining to them why I'm not able to do it. And so when I tell you the amount of women, my comments, I've yet to respond to so many of the comments.
Because people just want like to feel safe with like a conversation.
They also want, you have to humanize it. Because yes, you are on social media and you don't really know me. But at the same time, they're looking at it and they're like, we're going through the same things. Like, what is it that I can do to help me? And I was telling them that I'm talking to my gynecologist about doing the surgery. You have women who told me that they did surgery and it came back.
Yeah.
You have some women that told me what I should like eat in terms of like my diet and so on. Some women even share like the medication. They were like, let your gynecologist give you like a medication for it. We had a whole conversation.
And it doesn't take away from the fact that you're still a brand, because people see you as, no, they're humanizing you, and you're more relatable.
More relatable, and they trust you because you are sharing something so personal with them, something that that nobody else is talking about.
Yeah.
So that's what vlogs do. They give you an opportunity to get like personal, and people get to know a little bit more about you, not oversharing and giving them like every single detail, but just sharing just life issues that can affect like any woman at all.
And I think like us being Jamaican too, there's some aspects of the culture that like forbids that.
Yes. Because like where you share your business.
Where you talk your business for, people
I know my grandmother right now. I roll her eye, so watch the girl at. Well, she's gonna speak the Queen's English. She would be like, why are you telling people your business?
Yes. There is our culture. There are aspects of our culture that like kind of keep things, tell everybody your business, because people are gonna say this. And that is also like fear that is naturally instilled in us, because people are like, people are talk about you, and so you have to break free of that as adults. Sometimes we still hold on to it like we're still a kids.
Yes. And
we have to like break out, because even me, like I'm trying to build my platform as well. And it's this year, like 2023, I say, you know what? I'm actually like, there's so much going on with me. I need to actually start talking about it.
Yes.
And like in the last week, I've been posting in my stories like questions to women, and I posted a question like last night about people who are in long distance relationship, and that's like something I'm, kind of navigating. And there were so many people.
You would be shocked.
They were giving like their life stories. And they were also like talking about, like, men were chiming in too, like, I'm dealing with this. And I was like shocked because I have predominantly women on my page. So I'm like, the men were like, yo, I'm going through it. And then I realized that is so good because people actually trust you.
Yes.
To even say things like that.
That's how you build a community. And guess what? That is something that is worth millions.
No.
When you build a community that if you say jump, then say, oh,
No, it's true.
No brand can pay you for that.
No, you're right, because I was just so like caged. Like, I'm honest with you, like caged, like I can't let them know this. And then this year I said, listen, this is what's happening with me. This is what I'm doing. What are you guys doing? And everybody just start talking. Because there's no space to talk about certain things.
No.
And you're not doing it from like a superficial, fake.
No.
It's like your girls, like your people. So you talk.
And if you want them to show up for you, you have to show up in an authentic way to make it, like you said before, relatable.
Yeah.
So I share those things because I need others to know that we're going through the same things. And it is happening to you. You're not alone in this. Somebody else is going through the same thing as you are. And sharing all of this is going to help me to like be able to talk about it and know that I have not necessarily one company, but I have others who are going through the same thing, and I can be comforted in the fact that I am not alone in this situation.
And the days where you don't feel like showing up, that they're waiting for you.
I mean, like, they know I'm asthmatic. They know that I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
So, like, the other day I took off for, like, right before Christmas, I took off because I was like, I need to chill. Because I was just going. And I was like, I need to chill. And I mean, like, my YouTube family, they came over Instagram. They're like, they want to know where I am, what's going on, are you good? So when I posted a video and I was like, I just needed some time. And then I went to Jamaica for Christmas. So I shared that. And they are like so understanding. They're like, we know, and we were like, you're a teacher, so it's probably a busy time of the year. They're so understanding.
It's like it's your girls. It's a circle of people who
and that's what you do. You build a community. I have people that's been following me since I've been doing this. So they're like, I've never posted a picture that they didn't like. I've never posted a video that they didn't comment on and support me. So in order for you, and that's when I talk about being consistent as well, you have to show up for your people so that they can say, this girl is serious about this thing.
This is serious. This is a very important point, like, because sometimes we look at it as just a brand, and you have to look at it like they're people.
Yeah.
They're people. They're not numbers.
I'm not going to take up my money and give to you somebody that's just randomly showing up every now and then. No.
You're absolutely correct. And all of this is important. And we went over, if you are struggling and trying to find an avenue and you feel like this is something you can do, jump in, start. And the monetization will come eventually, but you have to invest the time, the effort into it. Now, this is such a great conversation. Like, me I look on the time and I'm like, wow. Like, but it's good because it's all important. Something huge is happening. Like, we here talking and this is like big business. Something huge is happening with Kerry. And I want her to talk about it because when I saw it, I was like, I've never seen another Jamaican do this. So I need her to tell you guys, because I've already seen it and you might, what is happening in the last few weeks, few months on your platform? What big thing is going on right now? Like, take the floor.
Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit back just so that you guys can just get some insight on what it is, and then I'll share it with you. I've been on social media for, like, seriously on social media for the past, like, 6 years. And I've watched, like, so many influencers, content creators do their thing. And I mean, like, I show up for them, I support them, because that's what we do. We support our people and we let them know that they're doing a good job. And so I remember I started to grow. Being on Instagram, you wanted to hit 10K because you wanted that swipe up link.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Because then you'd be able to share more of your affiliate links, and brands will be able to see how many clicks you're getting, because that's how they're going to want to collaborate with you, because they want your audience to spend their money on whatever it is that they have. And so for me, my first big thing was I needed to get to 10K. I got to 10K. Then I got to 15K, and I got to about 15.8, and I was stuck for like 2 years. I was stuck there, like, and I was still creating content.
That's important. In that season of, I'm not sure what's happening here, you were still showing up.
I was losing followers,
very important, because people at that point is when people give up.
Oh, yes.
That's when people are like, this, peace out.
I was still showing up. I was still over the weekends going to take pictures. And then I remember Reels became a thing. I was like, oh, no, must be mad. After me, I make no video.
This is important, before you even go here. I just want to reiterate this. She said she was stuck at 15K for 2 years. Some of y'all will not see movement in a week and stress out. Okay? This is 2 years of putting in work every single day that you needed to show up.
Yep.
I just wanted to
getting 100 likes, 50
home.
likes.
No, I wanted to drive that home, because a lot of people I see, they stop there. So now we're going to talk about why her not stopping in that season propelled her to this big thing that we're going to talk about now.
And so I was stuck there, and I was like, I remember Reels became a thing. And I did a Reels, and it got over 900,000 views. I gained followers from it, and I think I got to like 16,000 something. But then I was like stuck again, because now what? Okay, you got a viral moment. What did you do with it? Nothing. Because I was not in that space, or I was just like so comfortable, like, oh, I have a teacher job and I don't have to do this.
So it's important when you do go viral to capitalize on that moment.
You have to figure out, how is it that I am going to use this moment to make it a continuous thing? Okay. And so I was stuck there. And I remember I think around April, I got to 17K. Finally.
When she said April, she means that's like last
April
year.
2022.
Less than less than a year.
I got to 17K, and I remember like making a video. My friend Kim, I had her make me a video. I already saved the sound and everything. I was like, I'm going to use this sound. I'm going to be doing this. And I'm like explaining it to her, because I was invited to the Fort Lauderdale Fashion Week.
I remember your outfit. I think I bought that dress.
And so I walked in front of the thing, and I'm telling her I'm going to be like, and because I realized that I was almost to 17K, and I was like, whenever I get to 17K, I'm posting this video. And I posted the video telling my audience, thank you for 17K. Welcome to the new ones, all of that, because I'm always just like so grateful, because nobody have to give you their support. Right. They don't have to. And so I remember I went home from Fort Lauderdale Fashion Week and getting like so much love there. And I was like, I have to figure out a way to move forward. And so I remember I went to Staples and I bought like a big calendar. It's like as wide as there. And I started to strategically write down every single thing. Even coming here, I had it on my calendar because if it's not
It's
getting
not
done.
happening.
Yeah, now don't call me. I say we are going around the corner tomorrow. Nah.
And yeah, that is not really a Jamaican trait either. We have to learn the organization piece because some of us, people are like, yeah, man, may I come on there yeah, today? May I come there? You just make it happen? No, you have to organize now.
And so I realized that I had to be more strategic if I wanted to take this serious. If this is something that I want to take serious, and if it is something that I want to profit off of, because I was getting brand collabs, but it was few and far.
Yeah.
Backtrack a little bit too. I remember at the beginning of 2022, you know how you're setting your goals and you're all of this. Oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. That was my health goal. And I wrote down that I wanted to make $45,000 creating content. After watching one of my friend, her name is Funmi Ford.
I love her.
She did a YouTube video like outlining how to set your content creation goals. And after watching that video, I got my book, which my mom buys me every single chance she gets. I have like 10 of them. And I wrote down at the top of it, $45,000. Where am I going to get this from? And I wrote it down. Brand collabs, YouTube, affiliate links. I wrote down all three on there, and in my head I'm saying, okay, how much would I want to make from each of these? What's the possible income to give me my big 45?
Okay, guys, stick around because we still have not revealed what the big thing is yet. We're building up. We're building up.
And so when it got to, like, I'm a teacher, so when it got to summer, I started to go like, after calendaring out my thing, I'm like, Reels is a thing, so it doesn't matter how I feel about it. I have to incorporate it in my strategy.
Right.
So I was like, I still want to post pictures because not everybody love Reels. They want to be, and a lot of brands still want pictures. So I wrote, I'm going to post a Reel today, a static image tomorrow, Reels today. So I'm posting at least 4 Reels per week. One weekend day is my off day where I'm not posting at all because I need to get myself together. In terms of YouTube, because I was still doing YouTube as well, and I wanted to get to 10K on YouTube. So I would post a YouTube video every Monday and every Thursday. And I'm writing down, I'm going to do this video today. I'm strategically writing down even what I'm doing for Reels. I'm going to style this blazer 5 ways. I'm going to style this dress 5 ways. I'm going to do sneaker outfits. I'm going to do sneakers or heels outfit. Which one do you prefer? But I'm strategically writing down everything. When it got to summer, when I tell you I went into overdrive. Ask my husband. He would not see me in the evenings. And it is also very important that you have family members and people in your life who understand that you are trying to build something and understand how important this is for you. Because when I tell you, if I had a different partner, he would have been like, this is too much. I cannot do this.
That's a whole other topic of discussion with choosing the right.
And so sometimes he would be in bed and I would just be going into bed at 4 o'clock. Why? Because I am up creating content. And so it was important that I have his support in doing this. And when I tell you I went into overdrive, into YouTube, into TikTok, into Instagram. And I started and I realized, I'm going to do this for a month and I'm going to come back to the drawing board. This is my little accounting, business procedure and all of that coming into play. And I realized that, okay, I'm getting some traction. And I started to go, and I remember I hit 20K and I was like,
yeah, girl.
Because I was like, I want to get to 20K by the end of the year.
Wow.
That was my number. Yeah, that was my number. And so I started to go, and I'm seeing, okay, 30K. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And it started to go because people started to love my content, and I'm like, okay, wanna love it, I'm gonna rinse it, repeat it. They love when I color block. They love when I wear colored outfits. I'm like, okay, wanna come for color, me I go give you color whole rainbow. And I would do colored everything.
Yeah.
Colored suits. Because I love suits.
Yeah.
And I would do colored suits. I would do color blocking with pink, color blocking with red, black outfits, white outfits, you name it, just so people could, like, okay, you are inspiring me to do something. Yeah. And I started to see that it was working. My YouTube was like in a frenzy.
Blowing up.
Everything was at the same time. At one point, I was like, I cannot.
Yeah, because then people are commenting. Your original supporters are like, I'm here. I'm still here.
TikTok is going off. I'm getting TikTok videos going viral. And so Fashion Week was always on my radar. And so last year, my friend and I, we went to New York Fashion Week for the first time. No have a clue what we are doing.
Just say may I go Fashion Week.
We just know that we have outfits.
Very important.
Somebody's going to see me. I was walking leisurely in Saks Fifth Avenue. Elaine Walker. Elaine Thompson.
Girl, I get it.
I'm sorry, Elaine. The fastest woman in the world. She comes out of the elevator and she opens her mouth like really wide. And she was like, you are the fashion lady from TikTok. And my friend has my vlogging camera.
That is so insane because I would have lost it.
Oh, trust me. It took everything in me not to.
The fact that you're in your own lane doing something and not looking left and right, and you notice that people who are also excelling and being great recognizes you. That moment is like the validation.
Me have goosebump right now. She walks out of the elevator, and before I could say to her, because I knew who she was, before I could say to her, Ilian, she was like, you are the fashion lady from TikTok. Oh my God. And she came towards me and she hugged me. We caught it on camera, so it's in my New York Fashion Week vlog. She was like, I love you. I follow you everywhere. Everywhere, wow. I follow you everywhere. I was like,
that's amazing. I'm going to give it one pause here. Can you close the door, please? Sorry. No, we can't edit this out, but I think it affects the sound. Thank you so much. Yeah. So Elaine Thompson, the Elaine Thompson,
fastest woman in the world,
and sees you in New York, not even in your home state, and she's like, what are the odds of that happening? And you're literally just floored.
Oh, trust me. I had to explain to my friend, because she's African, so she didn't know who she was. And I was explaining. We got outside. She said, Kerry, come on. We have to sit. We have to talk.
Oh, gosh.
She said, did you know that lady? You said the fact, because she went and she picked up her phone and she looked for her. She said, that lady recognized you. She was like, that lady, no.
Girl, you're reach.
She was like, stop playing with my friend.
Girl, you're reach. No, but it's amazing because in your process, you're not even thinking of who's watching.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. And for me, she was in New York because she was walking in the Puma fashion show. Because she had just signed to Puma, and so she was walking in the Puma fashion show. So that's why she was in New York. But that moment stuck out for me because I was like, this little country girl is doing something that she actually loves. I'm going to tear up. Is doing something that she actually loves. Something that she never even thought that one day, like, and I'm not boasting when I say this, it has gotten to the point where my teaching job and money is what I be like, okay, this is going to be for the bills.
Yeah.
because
It's like
I've put in so
replacing.
much into this now, and to see that I'm reaping the rewards of everything that I've worked so hard for. Sleepless nights. When I say sleepless nights, I mean sleepless nights. I'm calling my coworker. I'm calling Jules, texting Jules 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Please bring me coffee. And she knows that
they
I'm up
understand.
doing videos. They've watched me do this for years. Like,
Toiling
yes.
without seeing the results that you could, should have been getting with that all of that hard work. It
So
was just
that
the
was
time.
an eye-opening moment for me, and a moment that has propelled me to the point where I'm like, nobody
Yeah,
no
girl.
more than
Yeah.
you.
Now the Jamaican is coming out. Nobody.
Yeah, nobody
is
no more than you.
more than- yeah.
You are
Yeah, you.
you are you are the ish. And I was like, I was so happy that I took the time off from work to go to New York Fashion Week. I had to use my time.
Yeah.
It is also important to have people in your corner who believe in you. And my principal, I remember I went to her and I was like, I told her, I was like, I don't know how to ask for this, but I want to go to New York Fashion Week. And she was like, you're going.
I love that. Because she sees it. She knows.
She
yeah.
made me like cry. She was like, you're going. Why are
Why
you
even
asking? She was like, you're going. It was right before, as we came back, because, we go back to school in
Yeah,
August. So it
it's
was
right in the middle
September.
of the school.
And so I have to take like 5 days from work.
Yeah.
And so she was like, no, you're going. We have it covered. I'll get someone, a good sub for you
important
to cover
have
your
that
class.
support.
Yes.
It's so important.
And so for me, I'm not going to say I'm lucky. I am truly blessed to have people in my corner who support like every single thing that I do, especially a career that, coming from Jamaica,
It's unconventional.
it's
not-
unconventional. It's not your lawyer, doctor,
Yeah.
Indian chief. Yes, I'm a teacher, but I'm very passionate about fashion and creating content in general. So to have the support of my families and peers, co-workers, it is definitely a blessing, because so many people would want that and they don't have that.
Oh, and I think that's what a lot of people get stuck on. I was just watching another podcast clip with the guy who I think it's like an inflatable park that he owns. I think it's like Aqua something. And he says that you can't like not make decisions in life because people are not supporting you, but it's hard when you don't have the support, especially when people expect you to go in a certain direction and then you're like veering off and you don't know how to really explain that this is what I'm choosing. So a lot of people just like don't end up following their passions.
And that would have happened to me if I wasn't like a headstrong person.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I started this, I heard a lot of talking.
That's what I'm saying. What she do,
Like-
or she dep on Instagram and do this big, like I've
Yes,
seen people
and she
do
a show
that.
off because she a show her clothes.
Yeah.
I remember me a show my closet and this,
Yeah.
and they're like, she a show off, she a boss,
And there's
or
an
you're
aspect-
not doing it good. It's not even, that's not how it's done.
Projection though, It's people who really want to do things like that and then they see you do it and it's like it like triggers something in them like you should have been doing something with your life too.
Yes.
So it's like you have to almost tune it out and then just bring in the people that really will support you, because you need super fans.
Yes.
You need people who are like, girl, me see the outfit, it nice. Before you even post it, them I hype you up.
Yep.
And a lot of people can't do that because they're just not in that space for
Yes.
themselves. So you can't even ask them to do that for you. So you put them in a category.
Yeah.
You're my
Like
friend,
me?
but yeah,
Me
exactly.
nah look.
Focus on it.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah.
If you are over here, that's not where I'm at.
Yep, yeah.
I'm not right there. So I think going to Fashion Week was a turning point for me, because I spent quite a bit of money going to New York
That's your
Fashion Week.
investment, yeah.
But I knew that this was an investment that I had to make if it is something that I wanted to do. I'm into fashion. Like, there's no other place unless
The
I'm going
mecca
to
of fashion.
fashion, unless I'm going to Paris, which is on the list of things to do.
Which
and
you're
which
gonna
will
do. We're gonna see you there for sure. Listen, you see how long my ask her if I drop the thing. So let me tell you
It's
now.
coming,
I
it's
think
coming.
I think she I'm loving the build up because the story behind it is going to make the reveal even
Yes.
more impactful.
And so I got to be in front of people and spaces that I wouldn't normally be in front of.
Were you comfortable?
Me wanting me know if I do a short.
Okay.
I'll do it nervous.
Yeah, but you show up. That's good.
But trust me, I'm gonna show up. Okay. So so that opened doors for me because other people in I places were able to see me and see what I can bring to the table. And so it's September, it's October, I'm still going because I'm like, I got to get this going.
You're energized now from Fashion Week because you see the other girls.
Yes. And I remember I hit 100K on.
Guys, remember that in April she had 17K. Was it 15 or 17? 15. So this
15
is
for 2 years.
So this is 15 for 2 years. In April, in the end of the year, you had 100K. And this was all from investing in focusing on that plan that you executed with doing the reels, going hard on the pictures and consistency.
Being consistent more. That for me was the number one thing. Because you have to show up even when you don't want to.
Yeah.
And so I remember when I hit 100K, I was like,
You feel like, where am I? What is happening here? Girl, it's on.
I'm like, y'all can't talk to me any kind of old way. Because I
you-
got 100K on Instagram, okay?
But you work for it, so it's like, yeah.
And it's crazy because I had someone commented on my picture that I posted to say thank you to everybody for following and welcoming everybody to the crew with a K. And I remember she was like, how did you get to 100K so fast?
What she think you do, buy followers? I can't.
And I was like, it took everything in me
not to cuss her out.
not to respond because
I
like
feel you.
the old Kerry-Ann.
Would I just drag her? But at this point, you have to just.
But I ignored her. I
Yeah.
didn't even delete her comment.
Good job.
I didn't even delete her comment because my good friend over here
Her friend just walked in, talk about
Would
network of
would say,
support.
don't pay them any mind because they weren't in the gym with you.
Shooting. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's our number one thing. Every time I'm like second guessing myself,
No, it's true.
and I'm saying, I can't do this, or how is this happening for me? She tells me every single time, you have earned this.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And it took like a lot of people like telling me, Kerry, that you have earned this. Like my thing is, if you cannot show up for, my thing was, if I couldn't show up or wasn't showing up for the 15K that I have for 2 years, how would I be able to show up for this 100K? That was my lesson. God was teaching me to stick to it, to stay the path, and to not look sideways, and to show up for the people that I already have.
That's such a powerful life
Serve
lesson.
the people I have.
That's such a powerful life lesson because you will have less, and it's almost as if God is testing you to see what you'll do with this small amount before you get to that bigger blessing that you'll have so much more room to work with.
And so now I'm at 100K, which I wasn't it wasn't on my roster at all.
Because you said 20.
Yeah, YouTube is booming as well, and I wanted to get to 10K on YouTube. I got to 25K on YouTube by the end of the year. So everything, I got to 59K on TikTok.
So
everything was just
moving at the same time.
Pinterest is the goal.
I see you on Pinterest every time I open it. I'm like,
I'm almost at
too.
25K on Pinterest.
That's amazing.
So I'm doing all of this alone. Like,
That's what I was going to ask you.
I don't have an assistant.
So this is somebody with a 9 to 5, quote unquote.
So if me can't do it, I don't have no excuse.
And a family and responsibilities, and they're doing it. So that's a real key.
You have no listen, when it is something that you really want, because I have to tell myself that if this is something that I am going to do full time, I have to show up for myself.
Yeah.
And I have to see if I show up fully, not halfway.
Yeah.
If I show up fully and give my all with all the other responsibilities that I have, if I do this full time and not have a 9 to 5, trust and believe, y'all gonna be sick of me.
Prepare
to be, yes. And so I came back from Fashion Week energized because girl short and girl not. I'm like, what? And so November, I'm at work. I had a very busy day at work. And I did not check my email at all for the entire day. So I come home, and if you are like me, you hold your peace. So when me reach at the door, I'm like twisting. And
why do we do that?
I have no clue.
No, seriously, why we do that? Is it school? Like, I do the same thing. I'm like, sis, you could actually use the bathroom at work.
I could, but I'm at the door and I'm like, I'm punching in the code to go inside the house, and Abby is on the phone, and I dropped my bag and I ran to the closest bathroom, and I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm talking to him. And so I decided to check my emails because I have him on my earpiece. And so I go into like my official like blog email, and I see the title that says Castiles times the drop.
I have chills.
And
did you think it was fake?
Ask her.
You're like, somebody's pranking me.
No, I said somebody has scammed me. And I had to read it again. But then I scrolled down and I saw like the drop logo. But I'm like, anybody can make that. Like, I'm into like social media.
Yeah, this is like you don't know, like.
Yeah, like me, why?
It start kicking, yeah.
And so being someone in the fashion content creator space, I know what this is because I've purchased like so many drops.
So guys, she's talking about Amazon the drop, and it's like it's a big deal for any fashion content creator because it kind of like legitimizes you in a way that no other collaboration will, because it's almost as if you do have your own line.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is telling Amazon and telling the world is that we know you can sell.
Yes. So you remember when I talked about that 500,000 clicks?
Yeah. Those investments that you were able to do for free, organically, not being paid. Your investment in creating free content with brands who weren't paying you at the time, and able to show how your conversions, how strong your impact was, led Amazon to you. And
so I'm reading and I'm like, I know what this is, but this is not happening for me. And so and I remember my sister and I having this conversation where she's always asking me, like, if I think that because she wants to hear my thought process on the idea of, do you think that this is something for you? Do you think that you are worthy of this?
I like people like that because they force you to think about.
Tired for tell the girls she should go back finish her psychology degree.
No, it's so important because in that moment you can't even process what is happening. And
right.
You need somebody to like ask you those questions because it's gonna force you to like pause.
Yes, and think.
Yeah.
And so we had that conversation because as immigrants, as Black people, we tend to think that certain things cannot happen for us because we are not worthy of the success that we've been working so hard for.
Even
and when
harder.
three times as hard. And when it finally gets to that moment, when it finally comes, when you're finally reaping that reward, is like you're saying to yourself, is this for me? Should I get this? What meanwhile our counterparts are be like, why didn't I get this? Why didn't I get this a long time ago? Why are you just coming?
They're doing the bare minimum, some of them.
Yes. So we need to start thinking, we're having this conversation of thinking in abundance. Like, I am worthy of getting this.
Yeah.
I am worthy of this opportunity. Not necessarily because you've worked so hard for it, but because, yes, you are worthy, and accept the fact that you're getting this opportunity and it is you, not anybody else, but you. The icing on the cake is the fact that you have worked tirelessly for a moment like this. And so I remember I explained to my husband what it was, because I can't say what my response was, but I was like, what the? And he was like, what? And so I'm telling him and I'm explaining to him what this is. And his response was, how many times have I told you that you need to design your own stuff and find someone to make it for you? This is something that he has said before. But in my little brain, not thinking abundantly, if that's such a word. I'm a math teacher, not a reading teacher.
It's a mindset.
I'm like, how am I going to do this? Where am I going to get manufacturers? Where am I going to get the money to start it up?
All these things that are just like delaying the process.
Yes. And so I got off the phone with him because I needed to speak to someone who would know what this opportunity, who knows what this an opportunity like this is. And so I called my friend Kim. And Kim is a woman of God. So
Amen.
before I even have the chance to second guess myself and to think that this is not something that I should get, she's going to let me know that God gonna hit me upside the head for giving me an opportunity like this, and I'm second guessing myself.
Yeah.
And so I called her, and she picks up the phone, and she picks up the phone for me like on the first ring.
Listen,
every single time.
Yeah.
And so I always joke with her, like, I'm going to let y'all know, if y'all don't pick up the phone on the first ring like Kim, I ain't calling you. And so I called her, and I said, I'm going to send you a message. And I typed out Castile stamps the drop. And I told her to check her message, and she saw it, and she broke out in like prayer and tears. And I sat on the floor. I was crying, like,
of course,
I'm about to mess my makeup up, and I was like boo-hoo crying, screaming. I'm like, am I being scammed?
No, because that's what you don't really think that you're at that level yet, and you are.
No, in my head, I'm like, even though the message reads, hi, Kerry, I am so-and-so from Head of Talent Partnership from Amazon The Drop. We've been following you on social media for quite some time.
You see, you don't know who is watching. That is so important. The Elaine Thompson, Amazon, these big brands, they see you because you are an avenue to their target. So they just see, like, listen, this is Kaz. Like, she's valuable to us. So that was important to even validate.
Yep. She was like, we love your style. We love your audience.
They watch the comments.
Engage with your, yes. Yeah, she was like straight to the point. We would love, like, it was like about not even 5 sentences. She was straight to the point. Like casually, just like, hey, Kerry, like she knows me. And
relatability.
Yes. And what made it even so special is that she's Black. So the importance of people
in the room who can advocate for us. Thank you.
You know how many nights I've gone to my bed and I've prayed and I asked God to put my name in rooms that I'm not even present. When I get in my bed at night, I'm asking God, like, I'm working at this thing. I need you to, I'm telling you that you better do something.
Yeah. Show up for me, no. I know sometimes we have to have that conversation.
Yes, and I'm telling him, I said, you are the king of showing out. And
it's your time.
Yeah, you said whatever I want, I should ask for it, put it out there, but I'm also not going to sit around and wait for it. And so that's why I say you have to sit down and you have to be strategic and plan, because I'm saying that in my head, I'm like, I'm not ready for this. But God is saying, you've been working so hard for a moment like this. Amazon the drop was never on my list of things to do.
You didn't mention it as a goal.
Never. Because I'm like, they are working with the elites. Yeah. So consider your girl an elite.
You're an elite. Okay.
And so all the people that I've seen them work with are people who have followed and who's motivated me for years to just go after what I want. So I'm like, oh no, this cannot be something for me. And so I was telling Kim, I was like, after we finished crying, she prayed, I was like, I have to, she was like, did you respond to her? I said, yes, I did. But I was like, I have to research her. So I went on Instagram and I researched her. And guess who was following her?
So we have like 10 minutes. And on top of this excitement, I want like to use the last few minutes to, like, I'm incredibly proud of you for just being like in this space as a Black woman. You're strong, you're powerful, you're Jamaican, you're from the Caribbean, and you're not gatekeeping, which is why we're here. And people see it and they're attracted to your power. So there's nothing that you can't do now.
Oh, no.
It's just a matter of when you're going to pull up.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm incredibly proud. You're inspiring me, and I'm sure you're going to inspire a lot of people who are just like, where do I start? Where do I go? So now you have this Amazon drop. So 2 things I want to talk about in the next like 5 minutes. One, how can we support you in your next journey? So whether it's this Amazon, what do we do? How do we pull up for you? How do you want us to show up for you? And then the last thing I wanted to ask you is, what do you tell? And I want you to like look in the camera, because what do you tell the immigrant woman, the woman who's just like, I don't know how I'm going to figure this out. I'm passionate about this. How to like break in and get to that space in their life where they're reaping the reward. So first, how we can support you.
Okay. So this drop is, I am able to design. Remember in the beginning, I told you guys that I wanted to be a fashion designer. And I saw no way of doing this being in Jamaica and living with my grandmother, who was solely responsible for me, because we just never have it. And so I remember when I wanted to announce the drop, I posted on my Facebook page that I'm having something big coming this week. And I wrote that it is a testimony of what it means to never give up on your dreams, and a testimony of dreaming big, but also preparing for when that dream actually come true. And so even though I still think that I'm not prepared, I am going to show up for me. So you have to always be prepared to show up for yourself, because if no one else is going to show up, you are there for yourself. And in order for others to show up for you, you have to make sure that you're showing up for yourself, so that I can be inspired to support you. And so this drop is a spring drop. I am designing my own collection from scratch. We've been working on this since last November, and I've announced it on my social media. I've even showed the designs, some of the pieces that might potentially make the drop. I will have either 5 to 9 pieces that you can shop on Amazon. It's gonna go live on Amazon. We don't know date and time just yet, but in order for you to know when this is going to happen, you have to sign up for SMS notifications. And Charmaine is going to put that link in the description box. You click that link, sign up for SMS notifications so that you know exactly when the drop is coming out, and you can shop for 30 hours. Because I know that
we're going to sell out.
I was just about to say, because I know the God that I serve. Oh, no, but waste no time. I said, me I go around this and come back and go talk to Sister Pam.
We're going to sell out. That's what is happening.
As you know, blink,
gone.
It's all gone. So the moment you get, and I'm talking about someone who shot multiple drops, who sold out drops that sold out in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The moment you get that SMS, it's like a marathon. You have to, you have to, it's a sprint, I should say. 9.58, you know, better be faster than Bolt.
So, do you have price points?
At this point, I know that nothing will be more than $100.
Okay.
Everything is less than $100. It's gonna go. It's size inclusive, so it goes from a XX small to a 5X.
That's important.
And I'm designing these pieces based on my style. So if you love my style, you will definitely love these pieces. If you love color, I have color. It's gonna give extra. It's gonna give. I walk into the room and I don't need to speak because my outfit is speaking for itself. I am incredibly proud of this journey and what this opportunity means for me, because 1, I'm Black. 2, I'm an immigrant. I'm from Jamaica. Nobody from Jamaica never do this before. So True. Guess what? This is a first.
That's a first. I love that.
A child growing up in rural St. Catherine who dreamed of becoming a fashion designer will have her name in clothes that will be sold exclusively on Amazon. Like my picture got up on Amazon. May I go have royalty?
I don't think you guys fully grasp how huge of a thing this is.
It is.
And that's why we're incredibly proud. Before the drop, make sure you're following her everywhere so that you can get updates. And as she said,
and I will start to, once I get samples in, I'm going to be starting to post those on social media to give you ideas of how to style the pieces. If you want to style them like me, style them like me. We'll twin. If you want to put your flair on it, put your flair on it, because one thing we love is diversity. We're open to everybody's ideas, but mostly I would really, really love your support. Like Charmaine says, this is a big deal. And some days I'm still like processing the fact that I have this incredible like opportunity. And that this is going to open like so many other doors for me. And so I am like eternally grateful. If you've already signed up for SMS, thank you guys so, so much.
In 30 seconds, because we have like, they're about to kick us out. In 30 seconds, or probably a minute, I want you to actually like look in the camera, which camera we're going to look at this one. And I need you to tell the young girl or whoever is struggling with trying to figure out where they fit in life. They're Black, they're immigrants, they're confused, they're trying to figure out where to fit. What do you tell them from your journey about how they can change their life in like a minute?
If you are someone like me, you look like me, you are from similar backgrounds as I am, I want you first to believe in yourself and believe in what you can bring to the table. Do not, absolutely do not let anyone talk you down from what it is that you want to do. Because whatever you put your mind, heart, and soul to, you are able to accomplish. Also, find your people. Whoever's riding for you, find them, stick with them, because you're going to need them on that journey. You're going to be successful and you will need them on that journey. You will need those people that's been there with you from the bottom, so they know how important it is for you to excel. So find your people. Don't listen to the naysayers, because you're going to have those. And I know we hear this story all the time. Don't listen to the naysayers. But really and truly, do not listen to the naysayers, because we might think that outside influence does not have an impact on us, but it do. And you have to make sure that you are leaned and zoned into what it is that you want to do. So, and be consistent in whatever you do. Show up for yourself, because if you don't show up for yourself, you don't expect others to show up for you. And lastly, make sure that you are putting God at the front and center of everything that you do, because trust me, when I tell you, he don't play about you, and he will show out, okay? I am a witness to the fact that he will show up. I am a Jamaican girl who was raised by her grandmother that never saw any of what is happening for me right now happening. But because I was focused, I put God in everything that I do, I stayed consistent, I am able to reap those rewards, and you can do that as well.
Well said. And we're at the end. We've literally done 2 hours, but definitely subscribe to Cast Styles. Actually follow her everywhere. Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube, Facebook.
Everywhere. And definitely subscribe to Culture Shock Abroad, where we are going to talk with Jamaicans all over the world and help you to make these decisions in how to improve your life, jump into the career that you're scared of, and make more money. And we're not gatekeeping over here. So definitely subscribe. And thank you so much, darling.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so appreciative of you being here. And we'll see you next time. Bye.